Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Huevos con Weenies podcast. I'm your host, Jay the Creator, and with me is the one and only Purple Suns.
Hello. Once again.
How is the production looking like, man?
It's
We
looking a little
we
better.
stepped up.
Yeah.
We stepped up. We got lights. I got a stand for my webcam.
Yeah.
Before I had it propped up on a box,
Yeah, it was like a guitar box.
a guitar box.
And then we just set the webcam right up on top of it.
Did not look good.
Yes, it
You
did
know.
not look good. Not only that, but the cats would walk by and
Knock it over.
they would try to knock it over.
Assholes.
But I think I ended up knocking it over at one point too,
yeah,
just by walking by.
yeah.
But yeah,
No, we're legit now.
yeah, we're
And I got this
legit.
boom arm. Perfect. I know on the last podcast, you guys may or may not have watched, but my voice cut out a lot.
Mhm.
I was like too far away from the mic,
Yeah,
and
that's
also I
what it was.
wasn't talking very loud.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I think I don't know.
it was low energy last week.
Yeah, definitely low energy. I don't know what it was that day. I just
Was it a Monday or
wasn't
when was
feeling
that?
it.
What
I
was
think
that?
it was a Monday.
Okay, Mondays are shitty,
That's probably why. Yeah,
but
You had-
Sundays are no better, and this is a Sunday right now.
Yeah. But we took enhancements,
Mm-hmm.
borderline drug enhancements.
Drug
and,
enhancements, yes,
my mood is very elevated right now.
yes,
It's feeling good.
yeah.
Feeling good.
You know, if I saw your shot right now, like if I were seeing the YouTube video, I would think like maybe there's a little guy like holding the boom arm up to you, so it looks like someone's like just outside the shot, just
Holding
it for
this up. Yeah.
you. Yeah. Maybe in the future we'll have enough for one of those midget boom arm
Operators.
conductors.
Yeah, they need work too.
Yeah.
Before we started the podcast, we were talking about how we don't really do much like throughout the week. I mean, we can't because of the pandemic.
Yes.
Still
Stupid.
stupid. Yep. But oh no, I can't mention that. Some people we know
Oh, okay.
have
Mhm.
gotten COVID. Not gonna say who,
Nope.
but
Name starts with an S.
but
Samantha.
they got COVID. A lot of people we know got COVID. Thankfully, we're safe.
Yeah. Good thing we didn't go, man.
Yeah, good thing we didn't go
We dodged a
to.
bullet there.
We for sure did. Like
There'd be no
it's-
podcast right now.
It's looking like
Probably
everything.
not.
Yeah.
Or maybe we would be the unlucky ones and die.
Maybe you
One of
never
us.
know, man.
Yeah.
Like fuck, I don't know if we could talk about this, but we have a cousin. Not gonna say who, but he
Samantha.
he or she has been reporting that they feel like they're dying,
Yes.
and that shit is fucking scary, man.
Yep.
I feel bad for the guy or girl that is going through that.
Well, I wonder what the statistics are on, being like a marijuana smoker and, considering this, this COVID disease kind of constricts your lung capacity. So I was wondering, smokers, we know that it affects them negatively, or
Yeah.
even vapors.
That's why I'm worried about getting it, dude, because I
I
developed
know.
this filthy habit.
But I wonder if the same would apply to, weed as well. I would imagine so, but I don't
Yeah.
hear anything about it, really.
I think it might be too new to know that exact statistic about marijuana. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're more focused on studying for a way to cure it
Yeah.
instead of how would this affect
I don't know.
marijuana
Because
users.
you got your independent researchers, like they're not necessarily trying to,
We're giving people COVID who smoke weed, and they're like, let's see what happens.
because they already figured out, even vaping is bad for you if you were to, get this disease. So, I
Yeah.
mean, vaping is pretty newish. So I would imagine there'd be a study of marijuana smokers.
Gotcha.
Not that we're
makes
anti-marijuana here. We love it. So
For the most part, yeah.
we love it as in we like the idea. We like that people have the freedom to do it. We like how creative it gets people, and the medicinal side as well.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard for us to partake in it because I think you and I have discussed this before, where we would do it and then we feel like just sitting down all day.
Yeah, like I can't smoke weed and then function.
Yeah.
So I don't like to do it.
It gets your creative brain going, but Like the first like 5 minutes, I'm feeling great, like yes.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like I want to fall asleep, and then I'm really hungry.
Yeah, that's the worst part of it. You get like super hungry, and then if you don't have food in the house, or um, you have to whip yourself something up to eat. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sorry, I got distracted by that noise. I lost my train of thought.
I don't know if
Um.
it would be picked up. So I think we're good.
Okay. Good. Good. Good.
So yeah. So I would constantly eat munchies,
Yeah. Yeah.
anything I could find in the
Anything.
fridge.
Fucking chips, cold ass pancakes,
Yeah.
something.
And afterwards, you feel all disgusted too. It's like I ate all that.
Like yeah, like fuck. I shouldn't have gotten high and ate all
But it's
that junk
delicious
food.
when
you're
you
eating
finally
it, yeah.
when
Like
you finally get
enhances
to
it.
eat. Yeah. You're all stuffing your face, shit's all over your face. Then afterwards you're just laying down. But that's why we know that it's great for sleeping or great for
Great for
curing your
sleeping.
insomnia.
Yeah.
Well, treating your insomnia. I don't think you
I
can
don't
really
think.
cure
Yeah, I
it.
don't think it
But,
cures it.
but
Definitely helpful. The
Mhm.
medicinal side, but recreationally, I don't like to do it.
Yeah.
Like I can't like smoke and then go to a party. You know what I mean? I know a lot
Yeah.
of people do, but
Yeah.
that's just not me. I did it at a festival once.
Yeah.
I gotten high. It was like the first time I ever got high at a festival.
Shit.
Typically, I would just get drunk, because I know I can function if I'm drunk. But I was high, and just standing there in the crowd, I'm like all tired,
Oh yeah.
listening to this loud ass EDM music.
Yeah.
It just isn't good. For me.
Yeah, I felt the same when I think it was for the old computer company that we used to work for.
Yeah.
The boss had bought us tickets to the Oakland A's game. So I went with some of the coworkers, and then one of them had a joint, so we
Nice.
smoked it in the parking lot. And then by the time I got into the A stadium,
You were gone.
I was kind of, you realize, whoa, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
It makes you conscious of, oh, like I'm a person and there's like 50,000 people in here, and you hear everyone talking at the same time. And then, we got to our seats, and it's like one of the sunny days, so sun's beaming down on you and you're hella high. And it's
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Yeah. Yep. But that was my first experience kind of doing that and then trying to attend an event of any sort. But yeah.
Just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. I think one of the coworkers, they had like a bag of weed with them. They got in with it. And then I guess they were giving out special limited edition bobbleheads as well that day. So then some guy, I think he had like that bobblehead, but he also wanted weed. So he traded with the coworker his bobblehead for the weed.
What?
Yeah. So they just did an
fucking,
exchange.
That's cool. That's dope.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
Sure.
I've never seen someone trade weed for a bobblehead before.
First time for everything, man.
Yep.
Talking about going to these events, it just gets me thinking, like, fuck, man, I really miss concerts.
Oh, they were the best.
Yeah. But now we're not, well, I'm assuming we're not going to be able to go to concerts for maybe like another year or two.
I
would
know.
say.
Well, in 2020,
Yeah.
you always heard like, well, maybe next year will be better, but it's already the new year, and I can't see it happening anytime soon where we could all attend a festival.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to go to Vegas in May for a festival.
That seems pretty close.
No fucking way that's happening. Yeah.
Unless they have the best damn lawyers ever.
Yeah. Cuz like I was the festival I'm talking about is EDC, and from what they were saying is that they're going to send out your tickets with tests. There's going to be a take-home test.
Test?
Yeah.
Oh, like a DNA test?
Like no, like a I don't know, like a COVID test.
Okay.
Like you take the test at home, and then once you get to Vegas, because a lot of people they travel.
Yeah.
It's like you're flying. Once you get there, you take another test before you get into the festival, and then that's how you'll get in. As long as you
Yep.
pass, you'll get in. But I can't
Ah,
imagine.
that reminds me of what's been going around lately. The news is that they're thinking of making like a COVID passport in a way. Like you would take a flight or something, and
Yeah.
you'd have to show your little COVID passport that says you're clean from COVID, and then you could get in. Or concerts. I think Ticketmaster was also going to do that, where you could attend one of their events, but you have to come with like that little record that shows that you don't have it.
Yeah,
So
that's not bad.
it's not, but it reminds a lot of people of like 1984, where you're kind of just, you basically are tracked at everywhere you go.
My God.
Because
Yeah.
obviously, after they scan your little passport, you're gonna have like a trail going, like they'd be able to see, where you've attended and things like that. So, I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but
But how's that any different from traveling abroad?
well, in terms of the flying, I could understand for sure. But going to a concert, maybe it's a little extreme.
Like the hospitals knowing that you went to a concert or
Things like that. Yeah.
okay.
I mean, it sounds like no big deal, but when you give away those freedoms, it incrementally kind of is taken away from you as time goes on, and then before you know it, you guys are a lot less free than before.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this thing by itself may be pretty harmless. If anything, maybe even a benefit.
But you're thinking about the bigger picture.
The bigger picture, like
Like
slowly
if they
but surely.
yeah, if you need a pass to go to concerts,
Yeah,
you'll
and then
still
they'll just
need
keep adding on top
a
of that over
pass
the
to go to
years.
grocery stores and
Things like that, yeah.
okay.
So yeah, in the bigger picture, and this isn't even my argument, it's the argument I've seen online where it's kind
Yeah.
of it's making people question as to how many of our rights are going to be taken away.
Yeah.
And we've seen even with the masks, right? We won't get arrested for not wearing one, right? But there's a freedom
There are
kind of being
people
taken
getting
away
kicked
by
off and getting banned from
Yeah.
flights, yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't want to wear a mask. Because
Exactly.
America.
exactly. So
And that stuff I think is kind of stupid. Not that they're getting kicked off, but that they refuse to.
see, it's stupid,
Just wear a
right? Because
mask.
if we say, there's something a little bit wrong with them making you wear a mask, you start sounding like one of those crazy Trump supporters, right? But, but just without the politics, right?
Okay.
If they're making you do something and then it becomes the normal, then you could only build on top of that, like as the years go on, right?
Okay.
So a year ago, 2 years ago, there were no mandates on you wearing masks. So now, this year or last year,
Yeah.
we're getting the masks, right? So it could only be your liberties could only be taken away from there, or that can build up to more things, right?
Okay.
So okay, masks. Okay, now you're gonna need like a passport, a COVID passport. So that's two things already within a span of 1 year. But maybe it won't even be permanent. But that's the idea.
I hope that masks are socially acceptable for years to come.
I kind of like masks, especially you could get really creative with it too.
Like in a world where facial recognition software is being
There you go.
developed at an alarming rate, you know what I mean? Like masks are your best friend. What do you not understand about this, QAnon people?
Yes, that was the thing. Like, you want your liberties to not be taken away by not wearing a mask. You're showing like, oh, I'm against, the current party or the
Yep.
party that's coming up.
Yep.
But then you make it worse for yourself because now they're going to use facial recognition
Yep.
software to track your ass down. So you should have worn a mask at least there.
Yeah, when a tech company in San Francisco got into a lot of trouble because They developed a facial recognition software and they were just using it on people passing by on the street.
Damn.
Like, technically they were allowed to do that because it was too new. Like, there was no laws against it. And then obviously had to be brought up into court, and
Yeah.
you can't do shit like that.
That's dangerous, but it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Especially when you want to actually track some bad guys. It's pretty damn helpful.
Yeah.
But could you
In that
imagine the
sense,
data
yeah.
that they hold?
Yeah. Like, some guy gets fucking arrested in Missouri. They scan his face, and then he commits another crime in San Francisco. They have footage of it. They're like, let me just run this through the database.
Exactly.
Oh, it's the same fucking guy who got clipped in Missouri for fucking stealing, I don't know, dogs.
And sometimes we give it willingly. Remember that software that became viral? I think it was an app where you take a picture and then you could become like an old person.
Yeah, that Russian.
And it was like a Russian company.
Yep. I never did that shit.
That were.
Yep.
They're I guess is what they say is they're funneling information to the Russian government, but we were just willingly giving our data to them.
You dumb motherfuckers gave your face to the government, Russian government, no less. And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do literally whatever they want with your face now. Your face is probably on a billboard somewhere in Russia. You don't even know it.
They're all putting like billboards up.
Yeah, like Russian propaganda billboards.
Yeah. These are the enemies.
Try new Vladimir Putin energy drink. It's the good stuff.
And it shows like some Americans in the background from all your faces, like with a thumbs up. Like
yeah.
That's what they're doing. Cool. Or the Russians could sell it to the Chinese. The Russians make a copy of all that data. They have the data, right? And Russians have the data, and they'll send it off to China. So now they both have it. And China, who knows what the fuck they're doing? They're cloning you.
A bunch of terrorists, that's what they are. A bunch of terrorists stormed the Capitol. How long ago?
Yes, domestic terrorism.
It's like literally like a couple days ago, right?
A couple days ago?
Or was it a week ago?
Probably almost a week. I don't think
time has no meaning to me anymore.
Yeah.
The days just go by. Anyways, a week ago, a bunch of people stormed the Capitol, right? Nobody wore masks, which ties into the COVID thing, but because they were committing, a crime, they were all easily identifiable. Like, there's this video of this woman crying, saying that she got maced, and the reporter asked her, like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Oh, my name is so-and-so from Kentucky, Louisville, or whatever the fuck." And they found her, and they arrested her.
Yeah, that's like cell phone age.
Fuck. Right? Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, let me just give you all my information of what I'm doing here. Yeah, I tried to fucking get in there. Also, I live on this street if you want to find me.
This is very dangerous territory, too, because overthrowing your government alone isn't necessarily a bad thing if your government is like a piece of shit, right?
Being an asshole.
So look like with in Hong Kong, they're trying to kind of overthrow the authorities, basically because the authorities have been kind of striking them down with, their influence.
Yep.
But also, I think in the Ukraine, not too long ago, they were kind of upholding and overthrowing their, corrupt government. And by the sheer numbers, they ended up kind of being in a better position. So I don't want to say it's inherently bad, although it does sound bad to kind of overthrow your government.
Yeah.
But in this case, we are in America. I mean, it's not that bad. We may have shitty politicians, but I don't think we're like being forced into concentration camps here or anything.
Like, we live in one of the least shittiest places to live. You know what I mean? Like, America isn't perfect. It never will be perfect. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be. My life has been okay here so far. I've never been deported. I've never been, I don't know, what's the word? Nobody thought I was an illegal immigrant.
Oh yeah, what is that word?
Misidentified?
Not misidentified. There's like a word for it. Like,
yeah.
Not misrepresented. but it's almost like that. They're
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of misrepresenting your character just by looking at you.
yeah. So nobody thought I was an illegal immigrant. I've never been to jail. So far it's just going pretty
So
good for
far, so
me.
good.
Yeah, so far so good. But yeah, not like those other fucking countries. I mean, shit's just all fucked up.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, I mean, the people, they're not demanding much, just 5 simple rules that they want to keep that China's trying to take away from them.
Yep.
Which doesn't even make any sense because Hong Kong's right here and like China's like all the way over here.
The great thing about the Hong Kong protesters is that they're actually not burning down mom and pop shops or anything.
Those motherfuckers protest right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when the Black Lives Matter protests were happening, they were burning down shops and shit.
Yeah, that's a great message, but I think you have your outliers, right? They love that they're in a position to let's storm the fucking Gucci store, and that's not that bad actually. Gucci's hella rich,
Gucci will
right?
survive,
But
yeah.
if you're storming like the local record shop that's barely surviving, or the local panaderia or
Taqueria, fucking, I mean, there's motherfuckers looting restaurants.
They're not even corporate.
Bars. How does that even make any sense?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get your message across.
I saw they stormed like a Dollar General. Like,
that's fine. They got yeah. I mean, I highly doubt Donald.
I mean, if you're gonna loot, I don't know if you want to storm like the dollar store.
Oh, that's true. What are you gonna get there?
Utensils?
Pots and pans, kitchen shit. That's the only thing valuable there. Kitchen stuff.
Yeah, the country that maybe should overthrow their government would be the Mexican government, or like the Mexican citizens and its government. The Mexican government's so corrupt for sure.
Way too corrupt.
Yeah.
Everybody's corrupt, all the way down to the fucking meter maids.
Hence, that's why our family's over here in the U.S. because it's a lot better here. And maybe we see it from a different perspective as well, since we come from a background where, Mexico's a lot worse in terms of like, the well-being of its citizens.
Yeah, my grandpa came over here to this country. He came over here by himself. He told me he came over here with 2 other guys. One of them he's still really good friends with. I'm not really sure what happened to the other guy.
So he phones up his old friend still, or how did they keep in touch? Like Facebook?
I think Facebook, yeah. They're Facebook friends. And yeah, like, man, I don't know if I'll ever be able to express like the gratitude our families have sacrificed for us to be here. You know what I mean? It's like my grandpa told me that he crossed those mountains.
Those dangerous ass
Mexico,
mountains.
yeah, Mexico, all the way till he got past to Escondido.
Damn.
He told me it took him like 5 days to cross all that shit, and they ran out of food after day 2.
Yep. My dad actually crossed 2 times. One time was exactly through the mountains. It was dangerous, but he made it. Yeah. And then at some point there was one of those, it's like a raid but with ice, Yeah. Or so they La Migra, right?
Yeah.
So my dad was I think it was in the Bay Area, and then someone screamed La Migra, and then everyone started booking it. He was booking it through the neighborhoods in the Bay Area.
They caught him,
but they still caught him. And this was like fresh when he was still kind of dating my mom here in the U.S., who had a green card by that point, or citizenship. I don't know at that point, but she was definitely legal.
Yeah.
So they sent him back. So he went back to his old neighborhood. And then my mom arranged for him to come back, so they paid the coyote money, and then they got him to cross again, so he had to do it twice, and it was successful.
Damn, that's
but to do it twice.
Yeah, my grandpa had to do that too. Like
that's crazy.
My grandma told me that he got deported, right?
Yeah.
But then a coyote called her.
Oh shit! And wanted more money or what?
I think they like. I don't know how exactly it worked, but he was in Mexico, and somehow the coyote, like, they just had him. Like, he couldn't leave. I think it was probably like a kidnapping kind of situation.
Oh, okay.
And so they called my grandma, telling
corrupt
look,
ass motherfuckers.
Like, look, you want him to come back, you're gonna have to pay us some money. And then my grandma's not stupid. She said, Actually, can we pause? I have to answer this phone call.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we're back again. Sorry for cutting off the audio there. We had to make sure that our audio was picking up, and it didn't have an echoey sound to it. Hopefully, it doesn't. From what you said, it doesn't, right?
Nope. It sounds good.
All right. So back into it. Yeah. So my grandpa came over here with $20 in his pocket, and he was able to make a life for himself. Like, could you imagine if we had to travel to another country with basically nothing and try to make a life there and not end up homeless?
That'd be hard to do.
I think it might have been easier back then because there were definitely a lot more communities compared to now. You know what I mean?
Well, now
like,
everything's like broken apart.
Everybody's willing to help each other. Back then, because they understood, like, oh man, I get it. I crossed over here like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I'll help
Mexican
you out.
on Mexicans, they definitely help you out.
Yeah, but now it's turned into a lot of hate.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that Mexican white privilege right there.
We're turning into very snooty people.
That's true. Yeah.
I
try to help out family members as much as I can.
Yeah, exactly. And this kind of reminds me of growing up, right? This is bordering another topic actually, but it's almost related in the sense of our perspectives changing. But before, with the homeless people, right? They would ask for $1, I'd give them $5.
Yeah.
But now I think I've been so corrupted in seeing them trying to screw me over instead that I don't even give any of the homeless people any money at this point.
I stopped doing that too.
Yeah.
And I used to be very pro-homeless.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should have seen this guy. He was really he was like bordering on being an activist. He really cared about it.
Took a homeless guy out to lunch, talked to him about his experience and stuff.
Oh shit, you did that?
Yeah.
I think
I did
remember
that once.
you told me. I believe you told me. But how did that go? Can you describe that experience?
So, I don't know why, but that day I took my skateboard out and I was just riding around. Like, this was back in Stockton. So I was riding around the college area because there's a lot of people and I didn't have to worry about getting jumped.
Yeah.
I kept on riding my board, and some homeless guy came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you got any, spare some change?" I'm like, can't give you any money, but are you hungry? I can buy you something.
That's respectable.
I was like, what do you want to eat? And then he just looks around, and he's like, no, I'm good. Then he walked away.
Oh shit.
And he looked like a fucking drug addict. So I'm riding my board, passing Pacific, and there's a McDonald's there, and I saw this homeless guy there. I'm like, oh, and he held up a sign that said, money for food. I'm like, hey, you hungry? I'll buy you some food. He's like, yeah, sure. So we go in, I tell him to order what he wants. He orders. I pay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
what kind of place was this? Like fast food or
McDonald's?
McDonald's. Okay.
Yeah. So I pay, and then this is where I got kind of sketched out because after I'm done paying, the lady, she gave me back my change, and he like stuck his hand out to me.
Like already expecting you to give him the change.
Yeah, and I said no. I was like, no, man, I'm paying for your food. Yeah. That's it. So he gets his order, he sits down, and I'm just talking to him, asking him questions. I'm like, so, what's it like being homeless? And he was trying to get back up on his feet.
Yeah.
From what he was telling me, like he had somebody's house to stay at. It wasn't an ideal situation. He said he had to sleep on their porch.
Okay.
Which, kind of sucks, but I mean,
it's
at least,
something.
Yeah, he won't get caught in the rain.
Yeah.
That he's, studying, just, trying to get a life.
Yeah. Get in a better position.
Yeah. I asked him how he became homeless. And then I don't think he told me like the legit story, but he just said like he just fell into it. So I assumed that it was drugs.
Yeah. It almost always is, or mental illness, or both.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't seem crazy. Not like that other fucking guy.
Yeah.
That other guy was drugs. But, I mean, I'm sure if you do enough drugs, you could develop mental illness, can't you?
Yeah.
It just fries your brain.
Yeah. Or you could kind of trigger that gene in you that, like with schizophrenia, for instance, if you were to smoke weed, it could trigger some
I heard that.
schizophrenia in
I
people.
I heard that people that have that gene,
Yeah,
if they smoke weed, they will develop
yeah. It'll
schizophrenia.
like trigger it. Yeah,
That's
because
fucking
it's in
crazy,
them,
dude.
but it was never triggered
Dormant.
until
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. It's dormant. That's
That's
crazy.
insane, man. Hell yeah. Like in a situation like that, like I couldn't imagine because like you know what schizophrenia looks like,
Fuck yes.
and it's not pretty.
Yeah, not pretty.
Imagine like one day, you're just a normal guy, but then you just start hearing voices and
Yep. And
telling
they're
you
all
to
telling you what to do, and they're not like
you
they
can't
get a
reason with
sense
them.
that
Yeah,
you're like everyone around them is like
out to
body
get them.
snatchers or something, right? Where it's like an alien pretending to be the real person.
Goddamn,
So yeah, I know that firsthand.
it's fucking crazy, man.
It's really awkward.
I bet.
Not only that, but it feels dangerous.
Like they could snap and hurt you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah. So he tells me that he just fell into it. I'm like, all right, man. He finished his food, and I
Yeah.
just told him like, I hope you make it.
Yeah.
And that was that. I went home
Okay.
after that.
Well, damn. At least you did something.
Yeah, I gave you guys some food that day.
Yeah.
And then another time, I went to McDonald's. Again, McDonald's, man. It's just like these guys are always hanging around there. I got a burger, and I was driving home. Right before I made my turn, I saw a homeless guy, and I was like, you know what? And I called out to him like, "Hey, man!" And I held out a burger, and he took it.
Okay.
That guy was legit too, cause fuck, dude, I saw him. He scarfed that burger down so quick. I felt really bad for him.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's and what has happened since then that kind of changed your perspective.
Oh, so like as the years went by, I started to really pay attention to homeless people. Because
Yeah.
before I just had like a very shielded idea of them. Like, oh
Okay.
no, these are just guys who are falling on hard times, and
Yeah.
nobody's helping them. But the reality of it is that there are a lot of these guys that just love to be homeless.
Yeah.
They don't have no responsibility. They don't have any
No bills, no
no
nothing.
bills, no work. They don't have to work. They could just ask people for money and people will give it to them.
Some of them get checks from the government too.
How's that even possible?
Well, in this specific case, I don't know if I've ever told you, but before when was this? So it was when I was living in San Diego. I was still
Okay.
living in my parents' house. We went to TJ, and on the very outskirts of TJ, there's all the, communities, right? So we went to visit my dad's brother, and in there, like when we got to his place, there was like an old white guy just like sleeping on one of the beds,
Okay.
and apparently he was a homeless guy who made it to Mexico, and now he needs to find a way back, but he doesn't have like a ride. He doesn't have any money, but he's saying he was telling my parents because he knew my parents were from San Diego.
Yeah.
He was telling them, well, can you get me to the other side and you could just drop me off at my sister's house? And he was around like 60ish, maybe early 70s,
Okay.
like an old homeless guy.
Do you have papers?
Yeah. Well, it turns out he was like a veteran,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
he just became homeless.
Vietnam.
So yeah. So we ended up I think spending the night there at my uncle's house, right?
Yeah.
And then the next day they were kind of still discussing, or he was discussing with my parents, like, please, could you drop me off? It's like on the way to your house. Like, I just really need to go back home.
It wasn't no smuggling kind of thing, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. So we did end up taking him across the border. But before that point, he said, before we got to the La Linea, he said, oh, he wanted like a 6-pack of beer before,
Okay, yeah,
because
yeah.
he just wanted to
As
relax.
one does before you get to the border, yeah.
So yeah, it turns like on our way there, it hasn't even been 20 minutes, and this dude has already been like on his fifth beer. Like he was downing beers like almost immediately
Fuck.
after purchasing.
Okay.
So yeah, by the time we got to the border,
He was like drunk as fuck.
he was drunk as fuck. Already finished the 6-pack in a matter of like an hour and a
Yeah.
half or
Pretty sure it
something.
doesn't look good to border
No.
patrol seeing an open
And he
six
didn't have
pack.
any identification either.
Fuck, you guys didn't ask him? Or you guys just
Um,
assumed?
yeah. Well, he said like he's American,
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
he'd had no problem crossing over. So yeah, the border patrol ended up asking him questions, and this guy, the homeless guy, he was telling them what division he was in right when he was in the military,
Okay.
and I think the border patrol was also in the military, so he knew the guy was legit because he was asking him questions. He
Oh,
was
alright, yeah.
So yeah, he convinced them to,
Oh yeah, and what year was this?
this was like 2014, 15, I would say.
There were a lot more.
No, what? No. 2000, 2010.
They were a
I'm
lot more
sorry.
lenient back then.
Yeah.
The border patrol.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, they went across. Like we got him across, and he said, "Well, before I get to my sister's house, I have money on this card because the government gives me money, right? I think veterans get some sort of pension or something. I don't know."
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he withdrew his money and he said, "Oh, I got a great idea. Like, how about I buy you all some beers?" So we go to like the Rayleigh's or the Vons or whatever it is called over there, and then he bought like a 24-pack. So as soon as he gets in the car, he started drinking them. Like,
The beers that he bought for you guys. Okay, yeah.
because he was thirsty.
It's like, what? I got you guys 12 beers. They just happen to be in this 24 pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he ends up like drinking the whole 25-pack,
Jesus.
24-pack, and then he could barely talk anymore. He couldn't even stand anymore, and we somehow made it to his sister's house. He knew where it was,
Okay.
and then yeah, my parents kind of got off with him like once we were in the front of the house.
Yeah.
And then they accompanied him to the house, and he knocked on the door, and then the sister was like, she was shocked, but it was more so like, I haven't seen you in years, and I guess they were like at a falling out, right?
Okay,
He
yeah.
turned into his, or he had he was alcoholism basically.
Yeah.
So they kind of disowned him because he did a lot of shit to the family apparently, and he was like a major fuck up, and it's been years since they contacted him or heard anything from him. So the sister thanked our parents for being so nice as to bring him over, but they said they can't do it anymore. They can't handle him. So like they're saying, I'm sorry that he convinced you guys to do this, but he has issues, and we gave him plenty of chances, and he's just been nothing but trouble. Like it basically, he was sinking everyone down with him.
As alcoholism does, yes.
Yeah. So he didn't get to his sister's house at that point. They closed the door, and then we were left with this guy who was an alcoholic but also a veteran that also was homeless.
Okay.
So now we needed to find him a place to stay. So we went to all these hotels, and everyone refused to they refused to let him stay there because he was too drunk.
Your parents are way too nice, man.
Yeah. So after like our third hotel, because they could have signed in as their name, right? But then it would be their name if he damaged anything.
Yeah.
So it had to be under his name. So by like the fifth hotel, he needed to take a piss, so he just got out of the car, and was pissing like on a random ass building, like in front of a building.
Oh my god.
And then my parents were kind of at at their breaking point at that moment. It was like he told us that he was just gonna be dropped off, right?
Yeah.
And he was cool with the sister, and then turns out, yeah, he was kind of lying there, I guess. So we were really debating on just leaving him there. Oh, and he had a dog too. He had a dog.
What?
Yeah, the dog had papers and everything.
What?
Yeah. So the dog went across with us through the border, but I think that was the only thing that made us not want to drop him off because
the
he'd be
dog.
with the dog too,
Okay.
and we didn't want to kidnap his dog, take
Of
his
course,
dog.
yeah, of course.
So, we tried
Especially if he had
another
the
hotel,
paperwork.
and my dad got off to the hotel and kind of explained to him or to them that he's kind of drunk, but he just needs a place to stay. He has money, he has everything. He's just not, feeling well. He's just too drunk. But yeah, it was probably like a cheap hotel because they said yes. So yeah, my dad just made sure that he got on the bed. He opened the room up for him, and
Yeah.
the guy was like stumbling everywhere. My dad had to help him walk, and then my dad just laid him on the bed, and the guy was just talking just nonsense by that point. And then we just, left the dog with him in the room.
Yeah.
So, and that was the end of that. But yeah, that was a crazy time.
And my breaking point would have been when he got at the house.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
Oh, like the sister's house?
Yeah. You told me this is where you wanted to be. That's it. I'm out. I got shit to do, man.
Yep. They were very nice, my parents.
Your parents have always been like that, though, haven't they? Really
Yeah.
helping hand.
Yep.
Really nice.
They've been a helping hand to a lot of people.
That's good. That's good.
That's why they're padrinos to a lot of people. They have like 10 godchildren at this point, maybe
God
more.
damn.
Yeah, because
Okay.
everyone just chooses them.
Yeah, my brother is he's one of their god kids.
Yeah.
My brother Brian.
For some reason, everyone always chooses my parents.
Probably for that reason, because they're so nice,
Yeah.
so helpful.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta look for in the family. Who's willing to help?
Exactly.
Also, who's not stupid.
Exactly.
You can't count on anybody who's stupid. Shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. No, fuck.
You didn't say any specific names.
But it's out there now. Now they're gonna be like, which one of us?
That's if they listen.
Which one of us does Chewy think is stupid?
Hey, if they think it's them, then
That's on them.
That's saying something. They're projecting. We didn't say anything. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
Okay. But yeah, isn't that a crazy story?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually, to be honest, I wouldn't even have done that shit.
No?
I would have left his ass in Mexico. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, fucking smuggle some guy over the border.
But apparently what was happening is that my dad's brother, he was being paid by that guy because he would just give them his VA money, right? His veteran money that he gets.
Okay.
And that's why he had a place to stay there in Tijuana, because he would pay my dad's brother as a payment to stay
Was his dad's brother happy that he left?
No. He didn't want him to leave.
Damn.
But this guy really wanted to go back to the U.S.
Yeah.
But how the hell he made it to Mexico, I don't know. Did
Imagine,
he just
like,
he was probably on one of his drunk stints?
Yeah.
And just thought it would be a good idea to go to TJ?
Yeah, TJ,
across,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like,
And then-
man, there's cheap drinks over there. Let me
Yeah,
go get some.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then somehow just ended up.
'Cause
He
once-
probably didn't
yeah.
know where he was.
Once you pass those gates, that's it, man. You can't just be like
yeah,
past
let me
the
go
gate
back.
and then, oh no, I forgot something. No, you gotta do a whole U-turn before you can get back into the States.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's scary to some people. Crossing that border, you are no longer within the safety of, being in the U.S.
I feel it. I get nervous crossing.
Yeah.
you know, because like.
There's Mexican soldiers.
Like
and
I
everything in the
double check,
front.
like I got my passport. Yeah, yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hold it in my hand while I'm passing, just to make sure. All right, I got it. If you don't have that passport,
You're braver than me. I've
fuck.
never crossed with a passport.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy to me, man.
Yeah. But the only uh, bad thing about that, the con, is that I had to wait a little longer because there's a different line for
Yeah, yeah.
people
You have
like
to go
me.
into the
Yeah, I
the
had to go to
line
the
with no
general
passport. Yeah,
general
that
line,
shit
which could
sucks,
take an
man.
extra hour or two. But I did want to get my passport, and you know how all of my family has passports, but there was an issue with, I guess, my name. It was linked to some criminal, and they had to verify even more so, like
Interesting.
do a more thorough investigation.
There's like a murderer. There's a murderer out there named. Oh,
And I needed it for something like the cruise, and then because we went to a cruise to Mexico.
Yeah.
But then, I think I don't know how it happened, but we there was a problem with my passport, which required, more months of investigation when the cruise was like a month or two from that point.
Yeah.
So I still ended up going to the cruise somehow. I don't know how I did it. Maybe, I don't know. I
Just
didn't
hopped
need
on.
it.
Like, nobody even checked.
No, because they check the
Oh,
cruise,
okay. Yeah.
right at the, when you're getting in to check in to the cruise ship, and then when you get up to the cruise, they check you.
It's kind of like the airport where they need to see some
It's
sort
like
of.
that. It's
Okay.
like that.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. Maybe I could bring something else to prove that it was me, but I didn't end up getting it while everyone else did.
Oh, did you know that we have to get new IDs if we want to fly?
Oh yes,
We
I
have to
heard about
we
that.
have to get real IDs. They
Yes,
call them real IDs.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So what's the difference between those and the normal IDs?
The real IDs, they have like it has a different like you know how a regular ID, it has like if you show it up to the light, it has like a bear on it.
Oh, okay.
And the real IDs, they have a different like insignia to show that it's legit.
Probably harder to copy too, huh?
I would think so, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we have to
real
get new
IDs.
IDs, yeah. Which sucks because I renewed my license like I think like
dang.
a
You
year
could get
ago.
it at the DMV?
Yeah, real
Okay.
IDs, yeah, you get it at the DMV.
Okay.
And then I was when I found out, because I found out at the DMV that my regular driver's license won't be cool to travel with, like how you would do before.
Oh shit.
Like you go on a plane, you just show your driver's license.
Yeah.
But no, now they require you to have that real ID to travel.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten it, but I didn't have my birth certificate on me.
So you
I,
need
I
your birth
didn't even know I
certificate.
needed it. You need
What
a
else
birth
do you need?
certificate, a social security card, or something with your name on it.
Like a utility bill of some
Yeah,
sort.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. I need to get that real ID if I want to fly.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna need to get on a plane,
Yeah.
or else I'm gonna have to drive.
What I've been thinking is, I really want to get like that dual citizenship from Mexico.
Same.
Yeah.
I need to get it.
So I think I told you before, one of my coworkers did it, and it was really simple. I think you have to go to Sacramento at some point to finalize it, but other than that, it's pretty cheap, less than $100 to do.
The coworker that did it, is he Mexican?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know him too. I think I told you.
I'm cool with
He
that.
worked for the same place.
If it was a white guy that did it, I'd be like, man, that's some bullshit.
Just because he's like half Mexican,
Fucking
maybe
gentrification assholes. Yeah.
his mom was Mexican or something, and
Yeah,
his dad was
that'd be
white.
bullshit.
Yeah. Although there's cousins like that, right? We have several cousins that are.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad, guys.
Also, if once I become Mexican citizen, can I get my wife a green card for Mexico? A green card. Like, could she then get a dual citizenship because she's marrying a Mexican guy? Does it go the other way?
No, I think she can. Cause was her dad born in Mexico?
No, he was like first generation Mexican American.
Okay.
His mom his parents were born in Mexico,
Gotcha.
but he's like the old school Chicanos.
Also the Chicano, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know then, cause like I know my mom's getting it, but her
Like,
I,
do you
I don't
really
I
have
don't
to
know.
just be born over there to get one?
No.
No, because then how am I getting one?
Yeah. Yeah, cause my sister is getting one because her dad was born over there. But yeah, and my mom. Well, I don't
But
know.
have you heard of a situation where someone's marrying a Mexican and becoming Mexican citizen?
I think so because I remember I had a Spanish teacher in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked about how she married a guy from Mexico and got dual citizenship.
Ah, so
Well, no,
damn.
but he was born in Mexico, like already.
But he still had Mexican citizenship.
Yeah, because he was born there.
Yeah, but if I get my Mexican citizenship, right? If I'm dual citizen at that point, like I had
Can
to
your
do my
wife get?
paperwork first.
I don't know, then man. You're gonna have to fucking look that up. I'm not the guy to
I'm all
ask.
consulting
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
Like
like
a
I know
lawyer.
the answer. Like I'm fluent in laws in Mexico.
Mexican laws.
Mexican law.
Yeah,
Definitely something to look into.
yeah, but there's
I mean, as long as you have it, that's good.
yeah.
I mean, it's not really required for her to
Because
have
in
it.
order to inherit the lands that my parents have, I'll have to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, same here. My dad's getting land in Mexico. And I just found out that I have to share it with my half brother.
Do you know your half brother?
Yeah, no. I don't really talk to him, though.
Is he older or around the same age?
He's younger. How old am I? 25. I think he's like 21, 22. Yeah.
Damn. So how does that sharing situation? How would that even work?
I don't
Maybe
know.
making, or maybe, I mean, what can you do? Because it's the same situation with me, right? I have to share it among my brothers as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that ends up working out. Like, is it like a vacation home at that point?
You would have to talk to your brothers.
It's like a timeshare. Like
Yeah,
whoever,
yeah.
whoever could get up there.
But
during-
even then, like, 'cause you know how, like, with how shit works in Mexico, if somebody, there's always like fucking rateros
Oh yeah,
walking around looking to see who lives where.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
That's
Like,
why my parents always have people taking care of their spots.
there you go.
Like all of the spots that they have, there's someone who takes care of it.
Yep. And if you and your brothers don't want to live there,
You have to pay
you're gonna have
someone.
to, yeah,
to be
you're gonna
there.
have to pay somebody to live there, or have somebody pay you to live there.
Yeah.
So you can't have it as a like a timeshare home,
Yeah.
or else you're gonna get a fucking squatter, and then
Yeah. Well, that's weird. We're paying, like in the Mexicali case, we're paying them to be there. But it kind of works out for them because it's like free rent, right? Because they don't have to pay us. They're getting paid. But it works on both ways.
you legit pay them to be there.
Yeah. To watch it, right? So there's like a benefit in them being there.
Okay.
So it'd be a little more expensive
Well,
if we were to hire
I'm
someone.
over here thinking like $1,000. No, it's probably
it's
like what,
less
like
than that.
$200,
Yeah, it's a lot less.
and it helps them out with groceries and shit.
It helps them out, and there's people actually there. So, I mean, it'd probably be better than having someone just do like security at the place or something, or live there by themselves.
Yeah, a lot cheaper probably
Yeah.
too.
So it ends up working out, and in the end, although they're getting paid for being there, and they certainly have a benefit, but I think you have more of a benefit because this is your investment. This is worth a lot more than what you're paying them. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about the land my dad's gonna leave me, and it's kind of fucked up. I mean, my initial plan was to sell it
Okay.
because
Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna fucking live there.
Where is it at? Oh, deep Mexico.
Michoacan.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't be over there.
The same person that your dad told you
Yeah.
that you probably need someone over here that knows you, or you need someone to show you the ropes over here.
Like, yeah, I can't go over there by myself. I have to be with him.
Damn. Does that scare you a little bit?
kind of, but the only reason why it scares me is because it's an entirely different type of people
Yeah,
that live there.
yeah.
Because they don't look like me at all.
And it's not even
So
TJ.
I
This
really,
is deep
if
Mexico.
if it was like TJ, I would be fine with that.
Yeah,
Because there's people that look like me.
yeah.
But we're talking about like short, really dark Mexicans that possibly speak a completely different language. And I just stand out. I would stand out too much.
Yeah, that is a
My rule
dilemma.
is to blend in with the crowd. You
Yeah.
blend in with the crowd, nothing bad will happen to you.
And I mean, as much as we love the country, it is very dangerous
Yeah.
over there. And yeah, if you get into some shit over there, it's more than just.
I mean, nobody's there to help you. It's not like you call the police.
Or the SWAT team.
They might be like 5 miles away.
Yeah. And even the police will probably be in it at that point.
Maybe, yeah. Try to shake me down or something.
Yeah. Like, oh, if you want us to get you out of this, you have to give us money.
I know.
And in the end, they're still working with the people who are trying to snatch you.
And they see the color of my skin, they're like, oh, this guy's got money.
Yeah.
It's not from around here.
You might make it in Mexico City. They're a lot of them are a little lighter.
I wouldn't even want to be there.
So that's why I'm going to Mexico City next year, or this year.
Good luck.
You're gonna say your final goodbye.
I'm gonna say something, but
I'm gonna get like
I'm gonna try
one of
not to
those
think of
really
final
nice
goodbyes.
hotels, like those 50-story hotels, right on the city.
Yeah.
And then
if you do go to Mexico City, can I make a request?
sure,
I need a book.
a book. Oh, that you could only get over there.
Yeah.
What is it called?
There's no specific name for it, but if you go to because they have a market in Mexico City where they sell witchcraft stuff.
Ah.
I just ask about a book about Blanca.
Oh, okay.
That's all you gotta say. Just book about Blanca. If they say like what, and then just say death or
Okay.
muerte.
Yeah. And then just give like a little wink, like
No, you ain't gotta do that.
no secret handshakes or
No,
anything. Okay.
no, nothing like that.
Okay. Yeah, it's over there. Witchcraft is fascinating, especially in Mexico where it's much more prevalent than here.
Yeah,
Some Mexicans do practice it here, but over there,
a lot more.
yeah, and you see it throughout these different communities. And there's different factions too. There's even the cartel dudes. They have their own saints.
Yeah,
But it's weird and fascinating at the same time that it kind of is. It's a lot more, I guess, accepted these days. Not amongst the like hardcore Catholics or anything, but it's as a community, like people understand it, people know that people practice it, right?
yeah.
It's much more in the open. So
Now than it was
that
back
always
then.
fascinated me because over here there's just the two main factions, right? It's like Christianity and
Catholics.
Catholics, and Muslims or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's like three.
But for conversation's sake, we're talking about Mexican community.
Yeah, Mexican communities, and
Two big
in the
ones,
Mexican
Christians,
communities,
Catholics.
even here, I mean, there's some that do practice witchcraft, like I mentioned earlier, but for the most part, it's just straight up just your run of the mill, like old school, just Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Or Christian. So that's why it fascinates
there's no real witchcraft store here.
me. Yeah.
Closest one, I looked it up.
Maybe
it's
in LA.
Sacramento.
Here.
Oh yeah, in
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
Or our
Where we-
area,
yeah.
where we're
Okay.
at.
But yeah, it's not too. I mean, they wouldn't be able to
I
survive.
mean, you can go to the carniceria, and I mean, at the most they have like some candles. That's about it. Don't have any other stuff you need.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with you, man. That
I mean, I'm
'Cause
kind of glad
you're-
I grew up with that specific branch.
I know,
You
because
know,
it's scary to some people, right?
for sure. Yeah, sure. If anybody heard me talk about half the stuff that I've told you about, people would think this guy's fucking crazy.
Yep. I mean,
Talking
they
to
already
spirits and
think
shit.
they think I'm crazy too.
Yeah.
They think I'm like the classical or the stereotypical Satanist.
The Mexican Satanist, yeah.
Yep. they look at my tattoos and they're like, okay.
I know. I'm really glad I talked to you about that before. Before I did make assumptions,
Okay.
but then after talking to you, it's clear that you're not one of the Mexican Satanists that are handing over their souls to the devil.
Yep. And that reminds me, that's kind of like and in the Satanism community, they don't even call them Satanists, they call them devil worshippers.
Okay.
And you see a lot of people from Africa who are devil worshippers, or
Yeah.
Cuba.
Voodoo shit, man.
It's like that voodoo shit.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I know really well. I do know something about it, but I don't practice it at all. Nor do I believe in it. But I kind of find that voodoo stuff kind of fascinating in terms of, because it's not our culture. We don't know anyone that does like the Haitian type of voodoo, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of cool to, hear someone talk about, the Haitian side and what that's all about. But I just know like there's psychedelic lights, there's neon lights like in their rituals, things like that, like
Yeah.
really like painted faces.
Yeah, that's what I really like about like the Catholic witchcraft, because it ties in. Obviously, you have witchcraft, but it also has a lot to do with God and spirits
Yeah,
and the afterlife,
it's just all
which
blended
I
in.
like to learn about. Yeah, there was I can't say who told me this, but supposedly there is some sort of shaman-ish type guy in Mexico,
Okay.
and apparently he's like over 500 years old.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
And like
And does he still look youthful?
no, he said they described him, he's really tall and his skin is like almost black. And he's like a healer.
Oh shit.
And people wait outside his house hoping to get healed.
Dang.
Like
So,
he's not like just taking people in. He's like he just
when
whenever
he gets his calling,
when
he's like, oh,
yeah, when he feels like healing somebody, he'll heal them.
damn.
It's so weird.
Man, that'd be fascinating if we got the opportunity to talk to some of these people.
To go see them.
I mean,
yeah.
we're just two Mexican American guys started with a little podcast.
Yeah.
But it'd be fascinating if we kind of got a little bigger and was able to get like more connections into, especially if this is a cultural podcast, right?
Yeah.
It's a comedy podcast for sure, but also there's a big kind of culture aspect to it, right? So
Definitely.
it'd be cool to see if we could kind of get this a little bigger.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we're getting a little bigger anyways, but I'm kind of excited to see where this goes.
Definitely. Like if we could have like some legit mediums reach out to us.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking dope.
Like, could you imagine a podcast? We'll have specials like, okay, on this day, you got to check out the podcast because we're going to do this,
Yeah.
We're going to talk to them. And
that's the dream, dude.
So, and I don't think anyone's doing that.
No.
I don't think anyone's doing that, at least not on like the Mexican American side.
Yeah.
There's probably like shows about mediums, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything like this where it's just two dudes who just reach out and then just listen to people.
Yeah, because like the mediums that I know, they're not the TV mediums that you see.
Yeah.
Because like to me, those aren't. I don't believe them.
Me either. They're over exaggerated.
Yeah, like somebody who's talking to spirits and then tells you, like from my experience, these mediums, they get taken over by the spirits, and then the spirit is able to control everything that they do. So to me, that's how it really is.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe the TV.
Because the people on TV, they're the ones that go like, oh, I see someone passed away like 3 years ago in your family. I'm sensing like an older person. Was it your grandma? No, not your grandma. You're someone that was really close. And
yeah.
like, oh, my aunt.
That shit's bullshit.
Yes, your aunt. And I'm sensing that you were really close to your aunt. Yes, I was really close. Yes, she's saying that she wants to reach out to you, but you're just too stressed, so she doesn't want to approach you, and she thinks it's the time now to come give you this message. She says that she loves you. things like that.
Yeah.
That'll be a good
That
medium.
shit.
American medium.
There you go. Yeah, shit like that is just bullshit to me, man.
Yeah.
Supposedly, there's a medium in Texas, like a legit one,
Oh shit.
from what my spirits have told
Like
me.
near the border or what?
Uh,
Like the Texas border?
they didn't
Specify
specify.
where
Yeah,
they
they
were?
didn't specify where, but
Dang.
they just told me that there is one
I
in
wonder if they would
Texas.
talk to us.
Mm,
Or anyone. Like
the one in Texas, probably. I
or
mean, if
maybe we need to work up to it.
maybe,
But just talking to some medium. Like just
yeah,
get like things that are taboo and then just bring them to the light. For people who want to actually listen to this stuff.
yeah.
That'd be
If
kind
you
of
were
cool.
able to talk to a medium and like actually talk to like an angel, do you think that would kind of change your views of how you look at God?
It's hard to say now,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't shut it down. I wouldn't say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to this person."
Yeah.
Like whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Right? I absorb my information daily. I constantly have opinions that are changing.
Yeah.
But just like I don't want people to shut down my ideas, I try to be open
To others.
not that I try, I am open to ideas that are outside of mine. So, yeah, I can't say what will happen, but I can say yes, I will listen for sure.
Like if an angel told you like, I have this cross for you, please wear it.
Yeah, I'll wear.
We'll get yeah. Let's see what happens when we get to that point.
But yeah, and I'm wondering because most likely it would be through like Zoom at this point, right? I don't think we could actually get them here, but
Yeah.
do you think that'll extend through the digital realm into where we are now?
I don't know, to be honest.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Or if we can't even do that, maybe just talking to them.
Because like
We don't have to do any type of, rituals right here on our podcast, but we could just hear it, We could hear them out. Things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the spiritual realm could go, it could pass the digital realm, right? But I don't know if it's like an easy translation where your computer screen, you're seeing another person. I don't know if it's like that where you could teleport through there into the other space, but
yeah, I'm not sure how it works when it comes to like video calling them.
yeah.
I've only ever talked to them in person.
Yeah.
Damn it, I lost my point.
But yeah, just listening out, like hearing them out and just asking questions, even to educate ourselves and other people out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a believer out of you, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But,
And see, so I'm sure there's people out there who are on both sides of this. It's not even a debate. It's like both sides, right? So you have people who don't really believe, such as myself.
Yeah.
And then there's people like you who do believe, and you're even representing, I think we're both representing a part of culture that is not largely accepted.
Yeah, like I can understand why people don't believe in God. Because, for a while I didn't until I met my angels.
Until you experience, right?
Until I experienced it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they told me how everything worked. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
But see,
And
you were
that's when I
also
started believing
open-minded.
it. Yeah.
You didn't shut them down.
Yeah.
So hopefully, the people who are listening here, they relate to at least one of us, and we're all gonna learn something through this together.
We should all just get along. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna fucking stop talking to you just because you don't believe in God.
But that's the point. Is
some people do.
This was kind of nice because it started during the COVID season, right? Where people are less, they're less social with each other. They're more separated. They're isolated.
Yeah.
But it sounds cheesy, but we're kind of bringing people together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the whole point. Even if it wasn't for the pandemic, I think that would be the whole point of the podcast, is to laugh, right? And just talk, and that's it. Basically laugh and talk and just give experiences and just kind of relate to other people who feel the same way. Or
at the base of it, that's what we wanted this podcast to be.
Yeah.
But then I do like the idea of bringing our culture to the light.
Yeah.
Because there isn't any Mexican representation out there.
Exactly. And if there is, it's straight up
It's
Mexican,
like,
right?
yeah.
But I don't think you see a lot of Mexican Americans, especially not in our age groups, like in our age ranges. So
I mean, our stuff is always pretty isolated. Like even Mexican YouTubers, it's never like a middle ground where it's like Mexican American YouTubers. They're just straight up Mexican YouTubers.
There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of just straight up Mexican Americans. But I know if
I know of, at least.
Yeah, and that's why it was a good idea because, like if I were to hear a podcast that was with the Mexican American, they were discussing how they grew up and it related to mine, I would be more prone to listen to it. But I just didn't feel like that existed when we created this.
Yeah.
So that's why I was on board. And on top of that, Jay, the creator here, was saying, it was where we're gonna, have a good time and laugh and just try to, I guess, be lighthearted. Don't take ourselves too serious.
Yeah, for sure. Especially all the racist stuff I've said in the past.
So whatever we say,
past weeks.
Yeah, when it comes to joking, yeah, it's not anything serious.
I don't actually hate Spaniards.
It's just our humor.
Your women are so beautiful. It's like the one thing I like about them is the women.
Yeah. And I was looking through our analytics recently, and we even have several listens from actual Pakistan recently.
Dope.
Could that be a U.S. base though?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have.
I thought it was a little strange, but hey, if you are from Pakistan and you're listening to this podcast, and no matter if you're in the military or not,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sure. Anyone who listens, really.
Yeah, appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, this is just, there's no it's stupid because they kind of took over the word safe space, right? All those
those SJWs.
Also SJWs, but we mean it in the classical sense, right? We may shit on each other, but you could say anything really. I could say I have 3 dicks, and people may laugh.
Yeah, if you're looking for a PC PG podcast, this isn't it.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I'm saying, no matter what, if you have 3 heads, 2 dicks, 3 nipples,
it's all jokes here.
It's all jokes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we may laugh, but you could shit on us too, right?
Yeah.
You could make fun of us.
Send us an email telling you how much you hate us.
But no one hates each other here. Yeah.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't want to say it back, asshole?
Oh, I thought you were talking to the audience.
No.
Oh, I love you too, man.
It's too late. Damage is done. Son of a bitch.
I saw your footage there, and it seemed like you were talking to the camera. So.
I'm looking right at you. What are you talking about?
I love you too, man.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah. That's why we started this, right?
Pretty much.
What are the odds? It's crazy because me and this guy used to game a lot, and we were in different cities, and now he's here.
Yeah, completely different towns.
Yeah.
Different sides of California. Damn it.
Yeah, different sides. You could say that.
Okay.
And then one day, he is, not only did he live here, he moved, and then it became full circle. I was here all along at that point.
Yeah.
And he decided to move back.
3 years later. Hey, I'm back.
Yeah. But it's funny because we have many cousins. Why isn't this the dynamic between all of the cousins? Like, why hasn't any of my other cousins moved out here? Like, somehow, maybe this was meant to be, but it just clicked with our ideas, right? Even though,
I think so.
There's some ideas that we don't fully align with each other with, but
of course, yeah.
I think that's what makes it so fun, right?
Yeah.
You hate 824. I love 824. I'm a Satanist. You're a witchcraft Catholic.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah,
because if we were both aligned.
Yeah, some of our other cousins aren't really cool with you being a Satanist.
I know.
I'm gonna say who. Yeah.
But yeah, if we were totally clicked, like same ideas, that'd be probably boring, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like if you're dating somebody, you don't want them to be an exact version of
Yeah,
yourself.
that'd be boring.
That'd be terrible.
We don't like yes men here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I have ideas and it's a bad idea, or this guy just plain doesn't get it, he's gonna say it.
Yeah, like
And
what are you
vice
talking
versa.
about? Yeah. I'm sure the dynamic goes for you and your wife as well.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah,
But it's weird. Like as we start, as our marriage grows older, like the more years we're married,
yeah,
we're starting to kind of meld our ideas together. But it wasn't always like that.
I think that's just natural though.
Yeah. Although sometimes my ego gets up here, like my ego.
Yeah.
She definitely pops it and makes me go back to ground zero. It's like I get big ideas and want to act on them, and then she takes me back to reality. Because sometimes things seem really easy, and it sounds really good in my head, but you need someone there that'll say,
they give you the reality of, what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what it is. At that note, we're on. Well, this part of the video is 50 minutes, but I think we went another 30 minutes with the other one. I don't know. I don't know if you had any more ideas.
So far, no. Well,
or is there anything more you wanted to say?
I'm kind of worried about all this fucking witchcraft talk. I don't know how much of this is cool to say. I don't know if my mom's gonna get mad at me.
Well, you could just give a generalized idea. You don't have to leave everything.
Okay. Yeah, I might bleep some stuff out. Sorry, listeners.
Or just replace the words.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd hate for the audience not to hear like
what we're talking about.
Yeah, what we're talking about and what the idea was in general. Like I said, it'll still work if you bleep stuff out. But I hope
our family probably doesn't listen this far though, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not by this point.
Should be. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it for me.
And we weren't even saying anything bad.
Yeah. But I still, I don't think I'm supposed to let people know that what I'm into or who I talk to. Or,
well, you could decide that, and
I'll ask my mom about it.
Yeah, and in general, I just want everyone, like, hopefully we get ideas coming in that we don't necessarily know about, and then kind of experience it all together here in this podcast.
That'll be dope.
Yep.
Send us an email at
mail@huevosconweenies.com, or you could go to huevosconweenies.com and see all of our latest podcasts, or even go back to the first episode and relive the timeless moments.
Follow me on Instagram at _JadeCreator and also on Twitter at the same handle. You can follow Purple Suns at
PurpleSun_X, and Twitter is I give drugs_.
Also, follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter at Gone Weenies. That's probably it for the intro. You can end it now. Later, guys.
Later, guys.